What are people slowly starting to forget? That people cough for other reasons too. As someone with allergies, I don't think people realize it's allergy season. So there's no reason to give me dirty looks when I sneeze. Edit. I'm getting a lot of replies telling me to wear a mask because then people wouldn't worry and I look responsible. I don't know what made people assume I don't wear one. But my allergies don't really go away when I wear a mask, lol. How much time and energy goes into making this stuff all around you? Everybody knows exactly how a pencil works, but no one can create a normal pencil by himself. I have a better version of this. We live in a society exquisitely dependent on science and technology in which hardly anyone knows anything about science and technology Carl Sagan. There's an excellent take on this in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Dude is suddenly planted on a primitive planet. He speaks to the local people about wonders beyond their imagination. Of electricity, of carriages drawn by their own power, of guns, of HVAC systems, pens, synthetic fabrics, etc., etc. The local people then ask him, how can we have all this? And he realizes, holy shit, he has no clue how any of that shit works. He can't design a refrigerator or a power plant. He can't even innovate their methods for cleaning water because he took all that shit for granted. So, he thinks hard. How can he innovate? What does he really understand on a useful level that could change their life? Well, turns out, the one thing he can do that they can't get enough of is making sandwiches. Thin sliced meat layered on sliced bread is the most exciting damn thing they've ever seen. So ask yourself, if you were dropped into a primitive society, what could you really show them? What do you really understand? If the answer is nothing, get really good at layering ingredients. Teach germ theory. If they have alcohol, teach sanitation. Panama Papers. Unpopular opinion. The main reason people are forgetting about it is because most of the people implicated weren't American, Western European, which Reddit heavily markets towards. Seeing Messi and Putin's questionable finances isn't going to have the same effect that seeing Clinton, Trump, or any major American celebrity's wealth would. Felicity Huffman and the college cheating scandal got way more coverage for a reason. When to own something you had to pay only once. Now almost everything is subscription-based. Requires paid upgrades, DLC, plugins and so on. Just looked at buying a treadmill for cold weather and stormy days. And what do you know? Almost all the brands available in brick-and-mortar stores require subscriptions before you can turn them on for the first time. $180 per year for the privilege of operating a $1,200 machine in my own dwelling. It's not even about software anymore. Even physical goods are subject to this. You own something for a few years and then new update breaks it. Time to buy a newer version. World War I. No veterans left and overshadowed by WW2. On a similar note, the Korean War. Overshadowed by Vietnam. Although there are still veterans alive. Neighbors. In the late 90s our neighborhood used to have block parties where someone would have a big barbecue. And everyone would come hang out and have a good time. I was pretty young at the time. I don't know who hosted or organized this. But now nobody talks to anyone. Edit. It was in a suburb, by the way. I'm not sure if people ever did those outside of suburbs. I talked to my neighbor once. He seemed like a nice dude. That was 3 years ago. He's probably still a nice dude. Would you say, you still never talk sometimes? Best friend I ever had. That the US had the longest government shutdown not that long ago. I actually did forget that. The Clowns with Knives of 2016. The Patriot Act allows the government to take everything of yours without charge and lock you up indefinitely as long as they deem it a national security issue without any proof. National security, meaning whatever the hell they want it to mean. National security is the card countries play when humans' rights need to be violated legally. What a world war is really like. Foreshadowing. That Reddit is just another social media platform susceptible to misinformation, full of ignorant, corruptible and misguided people. Edit. Wow, just woke up and found my first ever awards. Thanks strangers, but I only reflect and repeat wisdom of people wiser than me. No, it isn't. I know for sure that my knowledge on everything is right. Why else would thousands of other people say the same thing after reading the same article as me? The article is definitely accurate, too. It agrees with me and I'm right. So it's obviously right. Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter. Phone numbers. When's the last time you actually memorized one? 0118999881999119725 How the U.S. Constitution works and how much power the people are truly supposed to hold. Netflix that would arrive in the mail. The Las Vegas shooter's motive was never revealed. I think people forget about the shooting itself. Being the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history, it got like a week or two of coverage and talk from everybody, and then it was like it was just swept under the rug and you didn't hear anything about it anymore. Hong Kong protests, Tibet, Uyghurs in concentration camps, Israel, Palestine conflicts. Basically every social issue has been destroyed by COVID. Also, a literal homophobic genocide in Chechnya. That the quarantines and lockdowns were to slow the spread of COVID-19 and not to eradicate it. I would say a lot of people aren't forgetting it. They straight never understood it. Just the other day, my siblings and I were talking to my dad and he asked us how many people we thought were going to get the virus. None of us was able to get him to understand that the answer was probably everyone. It's like he's in denial or something. Democracy isn't a given. Even when you're told you have it, it's not a given you actually do. That a massive Boeing jet with 239 people on board disappeared and we still don't really know WTF happened. Edit. Easily the highest up-voted comment I've had. I was halfway joking with my post, but honestly for me it just really solidified just how much fucking ocean our Earth is. The Malaysian flight? Oh man, they even looked in the wrong ocean. The wrong ocean. Edit. Did not expect my highest rated comment to be based off a Kathleen Madigan reference. I'm not surprised, but I still didn't see it coming. Cheers. Folks, the problem is almost solved. The pilot was depressed after his divorce causing him to commit suicide. He disabled communication systems and crashed the plane. Others passed embarrassments, even though we still hold on to ours. Nah, I don't forget the guy who farted in the quiet zone of the library. It happens and I feel for him, but I still remember that a government should fear its people, not the other way around. Politicians need to be reminded that they work for us, not the other way around. Amazon rainforest getting messed up really bad. The fires in Australia. That wasn't that long ago. But it feels like 10 years. This whole year has felt like 10 years and it's only May. Perception of time slows with the more unique experiences you have. This year has been crazy and full of uncertainty. Whereas past years might have flown by because every day wasn't all that unique. My dad died a week ago. Starting to forget his voice, face and himself. How big a deal Princess Diana was. Think Meghan Markle x 10,000. How much of a wildfire her death was. How it was all the whole damn world obsessed about for months. I remember being woken up as a kid one morning by my mum screeching and crying, "She's dead." It was a manic moment, and TBH it was a relief to find out it wasn't my sister who had died. Because that's how emotional she was. She took me, my brother and sister, on the tube early on the morning of the funeral to stand as near to Westminster Abbey as we could get, and a very kind couple actually allowed us in front of them so we could be pretty much at the front. I'm not sure if this was the same day, but a book of condolence was opened and I signed it. I wasn't sure what to write, so I asked my brother what he planned to put and stole that. A time of tragedy, it may be, but any chance to wind your brother up must be taken. I don't think something like this will ever happen again. In a post 9/11, everyone's a celebrity world. No death or scandal lasts more than 48 hours, it seems. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer linked to asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in the Navy, shipyards, mills, heating, construction, or the automotive industries may put you at risk. Please don't wait. Call 1-800-99-LAW-USA today for a free legal consultation and financial information packet. Mesothelioma patients, call now. 1-800-99-LAW-USA. Brexit. Unless you are British or European, it's still a pretty big topic and will be again when the 2-year changeover thing is up. That weird period around 2007-ish when everybody owned one of those big red bullshit buttons. I never thought I would miss 2007, but here we are at it. Guys, I should note that I was 7 in 2007. Greater than I never thought I would miss 2007, bruh. Peak RuneScape, WoW, Halo 3, COD 4, AAC 1. I remember every teacher in middle school had a Staples that was easy button and really got a kick out of pressing it. That before the EPA and environmental ordinances. The pollution was so bad that major cities occasionally had days they had to keep the streetlights on during the day because the sun was blotted out. That Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Net neutrality. A massive pedophile ring for the global elite was uncovered and the supposed head of it died and no one implicated in it was even so much as questioned. And the island it was typically held on was burned to the ground. Edit. So just to clarify, there was indeed a structure fire on his island shortly after he was arrested. I don't know the extent of the damage, and I don't think anyone will ever know the actual extent. Let your imagination run wild with that one, I suppose. Oh, also as a secondary pedophile ring for the elite, the New Orleans Saints football organization used organizational money to help cover up something like approximately 40 clergymen implicated in a child sexual abuse scandal. The owner of the Saints was very intertwined with the Catholic Church and is a very wealthy woman. Both her and her husband are. Bet you didn't hear that one on the news, did you? I mean, it was the Virgin Islands. For PC gaming, that games used to have an unlimited lifespan. You could just modify a game in any way you like it. Because it was normal to see total conversions or server-side mods that completely change your game. Nowadays, the average game has about a 2-year lifespan and maybe about 4 years before the company decides servers will be shut down. People have been making classic Doom maps for 26 years now, with no signs of stopping. I almost can't imagine any other game having such longevity. I know things like Minecraft, GTA, BeamNG, Skyrim, etc. have had active modding scenes for years. But it's hard imagining that they would go on for that long. How to navigate using a paper map. Forget using a map, just being spatially aware of geography. I know too many people who don't know where one town or area is relative to another. They just go turn by turn all the time. People are slowly starting to forget how to think for themselves. Doesn't matter what the subject is. People just listen to someone else's thoughts, opinions on the subject and then just reiterate them, without understanding it completely by themselves. You say that, but I'm not convinced most people ever knew how to think for themselves in the first place. I completely agree. People act like this is a modern thing, when most likely people have been followers for as long as humanity has existed. Coney 2012. Easily the most underrated candidate. It's a shame he's not running for president again in 2020. The Tesla in space. I feel like there is a dead hooker in that trunk. Close to the perfect crime, really. Too many people would have to know. You need to know precisely the center of mass of a rapidly decomposing body to orient and secure it. In the car, an unsecured load right up there at the top of the rocket is going to cause big problems. You'd need to work it out right before launch. So you'd need a reasonable team of engineers working on the problem, monsieur. I reckon it's the billionaire equivalent of flushing his stash. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.